Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Heather and I love makeup. This makeup isn't my usual makeup. If you want to know what's going on, then watch my last video, but today we're going to be doing a palette collection, and for the more regular viewers, you will notice that my Z palette is not in this video. If I can work out how, I will put up a picture of the tragedy that has befallen it. But yeah, I got requested to do a palette bingo, so that's what I've done. Not palette bingo, palette collection. My last video was palette bingo. It's been a long day. Yeah, I got asked to do a palette collection, so bless you. That was Logan on the desk. So yeah, here it is, and enjoy. Okay, so welcome to hand modelling for beginners. I'm joking, that was a terrible joke. Someone has recently requested another collection video, so that's what I'm going to do. So first things first is the shelves where I have behind me rather than on my actual shelf. They're more on display, and first things first is the Club Nebula from Kaleidos. This is the collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist, and I wasn't gonna get this, and then Tia and Daniela convinced me it was amazing, and I'm really glad I have it in my collection because it's beautiful. And then I really should have planned my space better. Next up is Natasha Denona Circo Loco. It's still in its box because I like to keep my Natasha Denona in their boxes. Don't ask me why, but I do. I get it open. Here's what she looks like. I haven't bothered reorganising mine because that would stress me out too much. I know the layout stresses some people out, but it doesn't bother me. The shimmers in here are beautiful. I know some people had a few issues with the cream to powders. My Acrobat's getting a bit of hard pan, but it's nothing that you can't fix. And then we have Watch the Queen Conquer by P. Louise. This is the double-sided chess thingamajig, so you pull it in the middle. It's got a chessboard, and that's what it looks like on the other side. This is more on these shelves because these are so thick, and it's already got a pretty decent crease in it. So yeah, there's that one. This is more my kind of side. Hello. More my kind of side with like the Gunji greens. But yeah, it's a really nice palette. And then, because I liked the Watch the Queen Conquer so much, I decided to get the Worldie while it was on sale. I think they were discontinuing it for whatever reason. It's always a pain to get open. And there's what she looks like. With this amount of blues, are you really surprised that I have it? Like, these and these are just beautiful. I've not actually tried some of the browns yet, obviously. I've not really tried the shimmers in this yet, but the mattes are really nice quality. The packaging is ridiculous and it is so heavy. And then we have my most recent video, the Evil Mermaid from Clarity Cosmetics. I love the aesthetics of this one when I can show you without the ring light killing it. And that's what she looks like. Again, are we surprised that I own this? No. I haven't tried it since my last video, so I still haven't quite made my mind up about the shades on it. If you don't know what I'm about, then watch my last video. Nomad. This was the first Nomad palette that I tried. This is the Paradise Islands. Yes, I always call it the Tropical Paradise, but Paradise Islands. It is beautiful and summery and pastel. And the shimmers are stunning. And this colour, oh my word. And then we have Ace Beauty Tropical Vibes, which I was very kindly gifted from my wonderful friend. Here's what she looks like. She's a beautiful grungy green dream. Let me see if I can move my ring light so it doesn't keep doing that on reflective palettes. But this, I wasn't going to swatch, but this blue shimmer, stunning. Let me move my ring light 1 second. Okay, hopefully that's going to be a little bit better. I can't work out which way straight. Ah. And then a most recent acquisition. It's the Vida palette from Melt. I managed to find an untouched version. I have since used it, but here's what she looks like. I really want the Muerte, but then who doesn't? Because that is a very sought after palette. I heard they might be re-releasing it, but I'm not counting my chickens. More Nomad. This is the Whistler Snow Lodge, and it is beautiful. Like, again, the blues, the greens, who is surprised? The black in this is actually really good. They've got some really nice, like, duochrome shades. This blue is beautiful. I did say I wasn't going to keep swatching, but sometimes you have to. I did get something out to clean my fingers on in case I do decide to keep swatching. And then my last Nomad palette, the America's Parks palette. And I wasn't going to get this because it looks very neutral, but to me it is much more a neutral with a twist. Like, this can pull very purple or it can pull brown depending on what you mix it with. These, like, they're not quite marble shades, but they're kind of hard to explain, and this yellow is fantastic. I'm very excited for their new release as well. And then we have Unearthly Cosmetics, the Witching Hour palette. Here's what she looks like. It's a Halloween dream, basically. Purples, oranges, greens, very Beetlejuice vibes. Love the packaging. Just this little, like, water swirl with a moon on there. Now, this is when they were called Alien, but now they are called Unearthly, so that's why my packaging looks a bit weird. And same again, Hauntingly Glamorous, the collab with Sydney Nicole. Again, when I saw this colour story, I was very excited. And it is a beautiful palette. I mean, don't think you're going to get the full effect with my lighting right now, but trust me, wonderful. I wonder if I'm stressing people out when I'm closing my lids like that, because I know Samantha March slams a lot of her palettes at the start of her videos and they stress me out. This is the Melt Amore y Mariposas palette. I got mine off Depop because I didn't want to pay full price because I wasn't 100% sure on it, but I have since grown to really like melt quality. So far I haven't had a melt palette that I haven't liked, and I really like the colour story in this. It does remind me a little bit of, I can't think which palette I'm thinking of now. Good talk, good talk. And then we have the Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club palette. Now, this is expensive to get into the UK because the shipping is not fun. I split mine with some friends. Again, who is surprised that I have this when it's this colour story? The quality is wonderful as well. I'm not 100% sold on how big the pans are because who goes through that much eyeshadow, but I really like the colour story. The quality is wonderful as well. And then we have my Blend Bunny trio. First up we have the blends. This was the second one I bought, I think. Mine's a bit... Oh, this is the first one I bought. No, Surge is the first one I bought. Get it together, Heather. Mine is a bit dirty at the minute. Here's what she looks like. A rainbow palette. Who is surprised? Those who know me know I love a good rainbow palette. And then this one might surprise a few of you. The Dollhouse. I've only used this once so far. This was a purchase off one of the sausages. But I'm very excited to have a play with this a bit more because again, this is very much a neutral palette with a twist. So I'm very excited. It's got lots of nice dark shades, got some nice lighter shades in there, some shimmers, and then the one that started it all for me, the Surge. I mean, this palette is just wonderful. You've got pastels, you've got mid-tones, you've got dark, you've got shimmers, and you've got neons down there at the bottom. The shimmers aren't my favourite formula, but the mattes are an absolute dream. Okay, so now we're on to my main shelf area, I guess. I like to organise my palettes by size. So first of all, we have the Natasha Denona Metropolis, and I did say I like to keep mine in boxes, but this was second hand. I think it was like barely used, so that's what she looks like. I love the snap on these, so satisfying. And then we have the mini Zendo palette. This was a present from a friend as well as the circle logo. And it's a bit more neutral than I normally go, but it's a great little travel palette. I actually took it to Edinburgh with me when me and Jack went. This is my mini Tropic. Which I don't think I've used yet. I think I've only swatched it so far. I don't know why I'm opening these because they are see-through. Smart. It's me. The mini Xenon palette, I took this one with me to Edinburgh as well. It's just really good for smokies. And then the final mini Natasha that I own is the mini Love palette. Again, I've not used this one yet, but very excited to. And then we have the Technic matte eyeshadow, the black and grey one. It's not bad. I think I prefer my Xenon over this one, but for the price, can't really complain. Again, I don't know why I'm opening it when it's see-through. Next up is my Beauty Bay Disney Trio. I have a video on this. The amount of steps I have to take to get into this. There's the Jungle Book one. They actually, I believe, took shades directly from, put that the other way, from the films. Dumbo. Dumbo is a film that I have never finished because it makes me sad. And then we have Alice in Wonderland, which was my favourite out of the three, but they're all really good. They're all the usual good Beauty Bay quality. So if you like Beauty Bay's mattes, I'm talking the bright mattes, midnight, etc. quality, then you'll really like those. And then we have some Colourpop of the High Tide. Again, when you see the colour story, I don't think you'll be surprised. I was actually a bit disappointed with some of the shimmers in this, but the mattes are really nice. Yeah. I don't know if I'm just spoiled with some of the fancy shimmers that I have, I don't know. I have the Blue Moon, also by Colourpop. I don't think I've used mine yet, have I? I haven't peeled the mirror sticker off it. But I don't think I've used it. I think I just swatched it. Could be wrong. Clearly I need to vary my palettes a bit more. This is the Do Not Disturb palette from BH Cosmetics. Another one that I have yet to use, but again, BH is another one of them that does wonderful quality. I didn't get any of the others in that collection because I don't know why I didn't. This is a collection that I bought most of, the BH Halloween collection. These are a lot of monochromatic palettes. This is the Absinthe one, which is green. These are very shimmer heavy more than matte heavy. A lot of kick up, as you can see. Yeah, it's 3 mattes and 6 shimmers. So if you don't like a lot of shimmers, you might not like these. But the quality is wonderful. Here's the Sub-Zero. Same again. This dark blue is beautiful, by the way. And then we have the Nightshade palette, which is pinky purple goodness, and again I have videos on those. And then Kerry's fault, but I bought the It's Freaking Bats with Batty Bean and Shroud Cosmetics. I don't like the fact that they've just put a sticker on it, I'll be honest. It was I can't remember what they were called, it's gone out of my head now. But yeah, this is the collaboration with Betty Jean, and it is beautiful. It's not as versatile as I was hoping. Like, I've got it's not loads to blend out with, but if you don't like blending out with another colour, or you just like blending a colour out with itself, then you'd really like it. I really like the theming, the decoration. I really like Betty Jean's channel as well. And then, excuse me, I won this Juvia's Place the Nubian Royal in a competition, and that's currently how we use it. It's a beautiful colour story. I'm not sold on the pressed glitter in here. And I don't really know how to feel about Juvia's since the whole thing, but it's still in my collection, so. And then a wonderful friend got me the Nightmare Before Christmas Colourpop collection for my birthday, and ooh, here's what she looks like. Again, still need to use it, but very excited to have a play. Yeah, this orange looks amazing. I don't have a video on that one yet because I haven't been filming a lot. And then we have the Colourpop Lush Life palette, another one that I have yet to try. It's very reflective, so I'm glad that I moved my ring light. Yeah, that's that one. Okay, so now we're on to yet more BH. This is the Passion in Paris that Angelica Nyquist convinced me to buy, because look at the colour story. Again, I've yet to properly use it. I was going to film with it and then other things came up. But yeah, Paris has a lot of good memories for me because it was the first time that me and Jack had gone abroad together. The Trendy in Tokyo, which was again another gift. I'm very lucky. The yellow in here is fantastic. The one called Karaoke. I believe they've redone this palette now. Or they had. I don't really know where they stand now that they've been bought. But yeah, it's a wonderful palette. Again, I like my rainbow palettes. Then we have the Blueberry Muffin. This packaging makes it really hard to see anything. It's again unused. Why do I have so many unused palettes? What is wrong with me? It's a blue neutral palette, and I'm very happy with this shade particularly. So yeah, I just need to stop reaching for the same ones all the time. Now we are on to Oden's Eye, my most recent purchase. This is the Sol Mania. Excuse my butchering of that. Sol Mane 2 palette. Mine is pretty beat up at this point in time because I keep using it. I love it very much. Like the sun is very nearly gone in mine. They've not got their usual multi-chrome duochrome in here as far as I can see, but the quality is amazing. I would highly recommend. Not so much the liners, but the blush and highlights are wonderful as well. I would always recommend Oden's Eye to anyone. And another Angelica Nicholas collab. This is the Hella palette. I nearly fell over trying to, fell over myself trying to get this. Stayed up, set an alarm. It was not fun. So here's what she looks like. It is a beautiful palette. And when I say their usual multi-chromes, can you see that? They are wonderful. This one came smashed. I don't want to talk about it, but I managed to repress it. And it's just a beautiful palette. Angelica did a wonderful job. And Oden's Eye quality is always wonderful. And then we have the Norns. This is one that I have been struggling to use, I won't lie, because I just can't see a look when I pull it out. I don't know why. I don't know. So if you guys have seen any Norns looks, please tag me and hopefully I can get out of the rut that I have with this palette. Like I said, the problem isn't the quality, it is the colour story for me for that one. It's just a bit, I don't know what it is. And then this is the Oden's Eye and Annette collaboration. This was one of my absolute favourite palettes last year. You can see just how much this shade has been loved as well. And I wish you guys could see the dent in that black. I don't know if it's going to come up on camera. There is a proper dent in that black, and this shade, Eternal, is just amazing. Let's see if it'll come up on camera, just how stunning it is. I don't think that's coming up for you guys, but oh my god, it's one of my favourite shades ever. And I do mean ever. Annette did such a wonderful job with this. It's grungy, it's dark, but it's also little pops, like this azure shade, and this it's one of my favourite palettes ever. I very nearly bought a backup, that's how much I like it, but I missed out on it. This is the Saga of Freya Chapter 2. This is what she looks like. She is beautiful. I love the artwork on the Oden's Eye, these little holographic things and everything. Yeah, this is what she looks like, and we have yet more wonderful shimmers. This is the shade that I know Kerry is terrified of using because it looks like a zebra. She doesn't want to mess it up. But yeah, it's just the oranges and the greens together. I can't recommend them enough, honestly. Especially for an indie brand, the shipping's not super expensive, it doesn't take a million years like some do, like an Unearthly took forever to come. And then we have the double-sided Saga of Freya palette. I'm pretty sure did I win this one? I can't remember. There's one side, very neutral for me I know, but it is again more red leaning neutral, I'm not really sure how you describe that. And then this is the other half. Now it is very similar to the one I just showed you, but they've put some new shades in there, so it's not like you're getting the same palette twice. And I kind of wish that I got the first part. Might be on the to buy list. And then we have the Hummingbird palette, which is their collab with the Fancy Face, the only collab that I haven't got is Judy's, just because it was too neutral for me. And this is just colour, 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 and it is wonderful. And there's still some depth and darkness in here, but it's also really bright and pastel and wonderful. That's with Tina the Fancy Face. And then the final Oden's eye is this video going to be like 20 million years long? Final Oden's eye is the Elva 2. Look at that packaging. You even see that packaging? Again, slightly rainbow-esque. Beautiful shimmers. The only thing that I don't particularly love are the pressed glitters. They are very pretty, especially this one. It's like orange and green, but I don't love those. I'm not 100% opposed to using them. I just prefer it if they weren't there, if they were like actual duochromes, but it is what it is. I think they've stopped putting pressed glitters in their palettes now, I believe. Could be wrong. And then the Beauty Bay pastels. Mine is pretty beat up. Let me turn this down a bit. It's a wonderful. Mine doesn't smell bad on the inside. The outside is filthy though. Just a really good companion palette. You can pretty much blend out most things with this. Similarly with the Utopia, if you want another little companion palette. These are more neon-esque. I haven't actually used this yet, but I will. These tend to be on sale a lot on Beauty Bay, so I would definitely recommend picking those up. And then this one might surprise a few of you. I know. Bought this for when I was starting my new job, and I think I've used it twice. So yeah, I don't really put makeup on for work at the minute. I don't know why, just haven't been bothering. And then the Fiery palette, again, a bit more neutral-esque. Bought these two together, like I said, for my new job. And they are wonderful, but I just don't reach them a whole lot. I'm sensing a theme with some of these palettes. I don't reach them a whole lot. This is the Berries. Again, I've got a video on this one. This was a more recent release. I love this Lilo. I want to say Lilo because of the film, but I think it's Lilo. Shade. The shimmers in this didn't impress me that much, as Shania Twain would say. Yeah, I don't know. Just not my favourite shimmer formula that Beauty Bay have done. Okie doke, first up we have more P. Louise. I bought these after I really liked the quality of the Watch the Queen Conquer palette. This is the purple one, this is the C00000, I think. And this one is called Talk is Cheap. Again, who's surprised with the colour scheme? We have the Beauty Bay and Mitchell palette with this god-awful packaging. Here's what she looks like. Probably not got as much use as it should, but I really like the quality. I don't love this mirror thing, but not my palette. I didn't make it, I mean. It is my physical palette, you know what I mean. Then we have the Book of Magic. Look at that cover. It won't open. It just wants me to show you the cover. This is, again, another wonderful Beauty Bay palette. I really like their quality. Could they have done without this top row? Yes. Do I care? No. I know this one is really sought after. If you couldn't get your hands on this one, I would highly recommend the Midnight palette, which is coming up later. We have the Age of Opulence, again, terrible packaging, and again more neutrals than I would prefer, but really quirky colours. And I have a video on this one if you were interested. It's pretty old news now though, I think. Sunset Horizons. This is my, whenever I see this palette I always think of Missa because she loves a good old sunset look. And yeah, it is a really beautiful palette. It has, again, some really different kind of shades in there, like that flamingo shade and sorbet. I don't think I've seen them in any other palettes that I can think of off the top of my head, at least not that I own. And then we have the Wilderness palette, another one that people were falling over to get, and it is a beautiful colour story. I understand why everyone was scrambling to get it. I'm glad that I have it. I think I have a video on this one as well, if you're interested. I love that mustard shade called Marigold. I don't know if you guys can see the dent that I have made in there. Yeah, there you go. That's how much I like that shade. And then we have some Lois. I first tried the Meet Me in the Underworld palette. Another one that everyone was crying out for, and we can see why. Like, it's, someone described it as like a grungy rose garden theme, which obviously you get from the front cover as well. And it's wonderful. It's actually inspired my Makeup Anthology series that has been on pause for a while, but if you guys are still interested in that, I will absolutely continue. And then I have the Meet Me at Midnight palette, which was in backwards for some reason. Now, it's not my favourite colour story. The quality is wonderful. I just find the colour story a bit all over the place, similar to the Norns palette, but I still really enjoy it. And I have a video on that one also, I think. And then we have the Gone Rogue, which is one of Lois's slightly older palettes. Slightly rainbow-esque, really nice quality. There is a pressed glitter in here if that bothers you, but it's really nice. I think I'm not sure if she still has it on her website, but that glitter is really, like, it's really pretty. I just wish it was like a duochrome. That's just personal preference. And then we have the Equalizer Volume 2, which looks like this. And again, this is more neutral, mauvey with a twist for me, but I haven't actually played with this yet. Nemesis, don't kill me. Yeah, I do need to pull it out. Like I said, I need to stop going to the same old palettes every time. And then we have the Hydrographic palette from Sample Beauty again. Who's surprised? These are just my colours. They make me happy, and yeah, it is a wonderful palette that I have yet to dig into. Why am I like this? And then my wonderful friend gifted me the Rain palette. Get the plastic out of here. Again, I've not really used this one. And if I had remembered I had this one, not remembered, but looked more closely at my collection before I bought the nudes, I wouldn't have bought the nudes because I have this. So clearly I need to shop my stash more often. Alright, next lot. First up is Melt. She's in Parties. I got this one from a sausage, I'm pretty sure. Here's what she looks like. It's not the most versatile of palettes. The quality's really nice, but yeah, not the most versatile. This is very much a mauvey purple neutral palette, if that such a thing exists. I have the Kaleidos Astro Pink palette. Again, I bought this one secondhand. Have yet to have a proper play with it, but I really like Kaleidos quality. I like the shimmers. I'm not hugely keen on this packaging because it's fatter on one side than it is on the other, so storing is not the best, but it is what it is. And then I got gifted the wonderful Electra Turquoise from my friend. I'm not going to say who in case you don't want to be named. And here's what she looks like. It is a bit reminiscent of the Saga of Freya, but it is a lot darker in some areas. It's less green, it's more teal / turquoise, and it is wonderful. Again, I hate this packaging. I don't like the fact that this comes on a little sheet, so I don't know which way this goes. And it keeps wanting to fall out. And then we have another Kerry inspired purchase, the Fade into Hue from Colourpop. Another rainbow palette-ish, just a few colours missing, lots of pressed glitters. Again, not super mad at it, but also could do without them. This yellow is also fantastic. I think I kind of prefer this one over the BH one. Sorry, Daniela. But yeah, the pressed glitters in this are really pretty. You just gotta be careful putting them near your eyelids. Well, near your eyeballs, on your eyelids, should I say. And then we have Ace Beauté, the Flare palette. This is the old formula, the Tropical Vibe. This is obviously the new formula. And here's what she looks like. I have no issues with the old formula. Really like the new formula, but I also really like the old formula. So it's a win-win for me. Yeah, again, another Slide Rainbow palette. And again, another Slide Rainbow palette. I was gifted this one from the owner of Artitude in PR. It is not sponsored. I do have a non-affiliate code, Paras10 on the website if you want to check them out. Here's what this one looks like. Again, neutral with a slight twist. These shimmers down here are pretty different. They've got some browns, you can deepen it up. And yeah, I love the packaging of this. And then we have the Phoenix palette. Again, sent to me by Brooks from Artitude. She is lovely, and here's what she looks like on the inside. Very red leaning, but who is surprised with a Phoenix palette. And it looks like I haven't used it, but I have. I've dug into it a few times. I haven't got a video on this one yet. If it's something you're interested in, let me know. And then the palette that started it all for me. This was the first palette that I ever filmed with, the Plush palette by Sample. It does give me Muerte vibes. Some people might disagree, but that's my opinion. You're on my channel, you're going to get my opinion. It is wonderful. This is one that I haven't played with in a long ass time because I just started buying and buying and buying, so there's that. But yeah, I need to pull this out more often. Don't take a shot every time I say that in this video. And then we have the Carnival palette that my wonderful friend gifted me. Now this is the one that I still need to fix the shade of. This one. It's gone really liquid and strange. So I still need to fix that one, but Clarity have given me instructions on how to do that. Let's not wipe that on the desk. So I don't normally keep the plastic, but in this case I definitely will. I've yet to dig into this one as well, but it's a beautiful colour story and I'm very grateful that my friend sent it to me. Now this one was a little TK Maxx find by Daniela. This is the KVD Edge Reality palette. I have mainly kept this in my collection for this black because it is a beautiful shiny black. I've yet to find the perfect one. I believe Dollhouse has a really good one, but I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, I mainly just keep this one around for the shimmers. I won't lie. I hate the packaging on this. I know they went cardboard and all recyclable, and I 100% get that, but it's just so hard to close if you don't get the angle correctly. I'm not mad keen on the white paper because it gets really stained really fast. At least it does in this house. And then we have the Certified Affinity 2 palette. Again, who is surprised? Noticing a theme. Maybe I need to be more ruthless in my declutters. Yeah. Again, love Certified's quality. I think they're really underrated actually. And then the Tropical Wonders palette. Mini Rainbow again. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Yeah, it's got some really quirky shades in it. Well, at least I thought so at the time, but clearly as I've bought more. Yeah. Maybe I need to be more ruthless in my declutter. And then I have the BH Bubblegum palette, which is a Blue Lover's Dream. I really like the fact you've got dark to light mattes, dark to light shimmers. You can either go really like gunmetal blue, or you can go really minty, and it's just beautiful. I really like BH's quality. This is another one where it looks like I haven't dug into it, but I really have. Hands are just resilient. And then this one was Daniela's fault. This is the You Can Be Fruit Pie Filling, which looks like this. I haven't pulled this out actually since I did a video on it, I think, which is terrible because it was actually really good quality. So yeah, maybe I need to rethink some things. Just having an existential crisis while on camera apparently. Love that for me. Okay, and then next we have the Flower Punk by Kaleidos. Packaging on this is beautiful, and then it just slides in that. I know I said I didn't like that on the Mitchell palette, but this is the cover, so it's a bit different. It's not added bulk. The only problem I've had with this palette is the Earthship shade. It just kept blending itself away, and I don't know why. It could be the primer that I'm using, but I don't really like MAC paint pot on my eyes. I know some people say to get something a bit less, what's what I'm looking for? A bit less emollient, I think is the word I'm looking for. All I could think of was ointment. Another sample beauty palette. This is yet again a rainbow palette. This was one of the ones I bought more at the start of being into makeup, I think, when I didn't have quite as many rainbow palettes as I do now. And then we have the Lunar Beauty Moon Spell. This is the first volume. It opens like a book. The packaging is amazing. And then there's a colour story. It's not one that I have reached for a lot. I don't get super inspired by it, I'm not gonna lie. Kerry's gonna kill me for saying that, but I don't know. It's just not floating my boat as much as I thought it would. We have the Beauty Bay and Jade palette. This is another one that I bought because I like Beauty Bay's quality. I do have a fair few Beauty Bay palettes because they're not super expensive, really good quality, and this one looks like I've not used it whatsoever, but I have. It is really nice. This Angel and Olive shade especially is really nice. And you don't hear me say that about a lot of reds. At least you haven't in this video. I'm running out of room. The Beauty Bay Midnight palette is one that I was talking about earlier. It looks like this. It is a Blue Purple Lover's Dream. I have a video on this one as well. Again, the shimmers on this didn't super thrill me, but the mattes are wonderful, so I will let it off. Some of these are repeat shades from the previous palettes that I showed you, like the Book of Magic and the Age of Opulence, etc. But if you didn't get them, then I don't think you go wrong with this. I did do a comparison short of the names that have the same name, whether or not they're the same shades. The Earthy palette, again, this has some shades from the Wilderness in there. It is very much like a big Wilderness minus the blue. I really like this squash shade. Again, I really like mustards and stuff like that. Again, have a video on this. The quality on this is fantastic. And then I think this was one of my first rainbow palettes ever. I think the Beauty Bay Bright Matte. Here's what she looks like. You can see that most of my bees have disappeared. I still need the Bright Matte 2.0, but I'm going to wait for it to go on sale because they're probably quite a lot of repeat shades, to be fair. But I can't help myself. And then we have the Extravaganza. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I don't really love this palette. You can see where Logan stood on it as well. Again, this is another one of the first palettes that I bought. The quality just isn't wonderful for me. I keep it around because I keep thinking I'm going to change my mind about it, but we'll see. And then we have the Carnival XL Pro. Looks like this. I have all but one of the Carnivals. So I have the Love Tahiti, and we have the Antidote. And I think Stacey Marie did a wonderful job with all of these. Again, I don't have the first one, so I can't comment on that one, but I don't love that there's highlighters in this one, but this is the first one that I picked up because I'm much more of a blue than a pink person. In my colour choices, but I love the quality so much I ended up buying the next two. So that's my collection. Well, palette collection, should I say.